Hey folks, it's Abby and today I'm going to be doing a review of Babel by R.F. Kuang. Babel is the English pronunciation, Babel is the US pronunciation, so you're not wrong either way you say it. Babel is the hyped book right now. It has come out in Fairy Loot, it has come out in Illumicrate, Waterstones has special editions, I'm pretty sure Barnes & Nobles had special editions. It's just had a gorgeous cover released for Poland, by the way. And I 100% agree with all the hype. We follow a young Chinese boy who is taken in by a Victorian gentleman after a disease sweeps through his home village, hometown, and wipes out not only all of his family but also most people around them. He's taken in by this Victorian gentleman, taught more English than he already knew because he was taught that by a governess-style individual when he was younger, and he's then told that he's going to end up going to Babel, the Translation Institute in Oxford University. The fantastical element to this is that the technologies that were originally genuinely because of steam power, innovation, technology, have been linked instead to silver working, where people put words on silver bars. One word in one language, one word in another. The two words link up and have at least some similar meaning, but there'll be an extra aspect to the translation of it, and that then gives the silver bar its power. Yes, this is a complicated book, but also it's explained really well by Kuang. She's really went into depth with the etymology and the language learning side of this. Like, if you're going into it wanting that, you are going to adore it. The four main characters that we do follow in here, the primary main character is this Chinese boy. We then also have a boy from India. I'm calling them boys and girls because they start out relatively young. A girl from Haiti who is then taken to France, and then a white English girl. At the beginning, all of them are ostracised from the rest of the Oxford University community because girls aren't allowed in Oxford apart from in the Babel Translation Institute, and obviously the boys are people of colour. If you couldn't tell, the white girl is less ostracised than the rest of them. And so this is all about their friendship and how it develops, how they deal with being utilised by those who are oppressing them and their fellow countrymen, whilst not fully identifying either with the British Empire because they're not white, they're not British, but they also don't identify with their home nations because they were taken from them at such a young age. This has a lot of deep and in-depth discussions about this that are done beautifully. There is a lot of nuance here, so these four individuals, specifically the three who are people of colour, they have taken on the privileges that were offered to them by this colonial power of a further education, of better living conditions than they would have been in, and so they feel obligated under this certain level of privilege to provide back, to work for Babel the Translation Institute, and to provide the power that these people want to further the colony and further colonisation. However, they also understand that they don't agree with British colonisation, they don't agree with the British Empire's methods, their rules, what they're doing, and it's trying to kind of balance that for them. It's a really complicated topic, and I think that Kuang handles it brilliantly. I assume because, if you didn't know, Kuang is Asian, she studied in Oxford, she has lived through a more modern day version of this exact event herself, and I think she really manages to get her emotions and the complicated feelings about this down on page. This is definitely a slower book. Usually not my sort of thing, I usually don't like reading slow books, but I couldn't put this one down. I wanted it to be slow, I didn't want it to end. It is a big book, it comes in at about 550 pages in this hardback edition from Illumicrate, and you do go through it very slowly. But if you're enjoying it, like most people have, you are going to enjoy slowly savouring each and every bite of this, even if you usually like blasting through books. I like reading a 400-page book in 4 hours. And I was slow and taking my time with this, and it was beautiful. So beautiful. I will say that as a white woman, there's going to be a lot of nuance in here that I either haven't picked up on or I'm not going to get the full impact of. So if you are going into reading this book as a person of colour, as someone who isn't white, especially if you're someone who isn't white and is living in a predominantly white nation, I would recommend going and finding some more Own Voices reviews to see how they feel that the representation is handled. I think it's done very well. My opinion on this matter means nothing, so please do go and find some Own Voices reviews. I'll try and find some to put down below for you all. This book, in my opinion, is 100% worth the hype. I know not everyone agrees, but this has such hype right now. I went into this nervous because I thought, is this too hyped? Am I too excited for this book? No, it was amazing. It was amazing. I personally think it's 100% worth the hype. The research and the dedication that Kuang put into the etymology behind this book, just simply that alone is fascinating in here. Seeing how she tries to pair these words from a variety of different languages across the globe, and she sees how those different meanings and nuances that are individual to each language, even from what is theoretically a directly translated word, it never is. And the way that she has that knowledge and utilises it within the magic system is beautiful. I've seen some people say that they don't like the magic system, that it feels just like a historical fiction where Kuang was told to put fantasy in it, and if it wasn't for the beautifully done etymology I could understand. But with how in-depth she has went with pairing these perfect words together that end up resulting in a certain action that can make a car move faster, it can stop someone from committing a crime. It's done so beautifully well. It is so deeply researched. I can't stress this enough. It is beautiful. So if you were thinking of picking this book up, I recommend it. If you like high fantasy books, if you enjoy etymology and the discussion around that, however lightly, I really, really recommend this book. It's absolutely stunning inside and out. Even just the regular edition is so pretty. And the inside 100% matches the outside. I know I'm just adding to the crowd of praising voices here for Babel, but really, this book is definitely worth the shot, at the very minimum. Let me know down in the comments below if you've read Babel or if you're going to, and if you do, what edition do you have, seeing as there's so many different ones out there. There's also the Broken Binding edition that is a lot different to all of the rest of them, so that's an interesting one to look out for. Thank you so much for watching, folks. If you'd like to see more from me, then please do hit the subscribe button down below. If you enjoyed the video, please do hit like, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!